Good morning, it's Alyson here, and we've got a 10-minute morning magic routine for you. So this is a short little set of postures and movements that will bring in a whole range of movements for the body: forward bend, back bend, twist, an inversion and a balance. So it will set you up nicely for the day. We'll start sitting, so if you're comfortable in cross-legged, take cross-legged. If you prefer something different, change the legs how you like. Then you can be on a block to give you a little lift from up the spine. Relax the hands down and just close the eyes. We'll take a moment here just to focus and ground ourselves before we begin the class. Smooth breathing. Just your current natural breathing pattern as you let the physical body settle. And take a moment to think about how you feel today in the physical body, how the breath is, and the focus of the mind. And then strengthen the breath with a couple of stronger and deeper breaths. And then reopen the eyes. Okay, to start with, we're going to come over into cat. So I like to have a bit of knee padding, a little bit of comfort for the knees. It helps protect the knees. So if you like to do that as well, make sure you've got something like a folded blanket, a towel or a cushion underneath you. Come over into all fours and we'll take our classic cat position. Hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. If the wrists are uncomfortable, you can come onto fists here instead. Or if you're used to using a yoga wedge block, then if you have one available, you can use that. We're going to start by rounding the spine up to the ceiling, look down at the knees, and then release. Take a gentle back bend. So if you're doing this in the morning, and we'll keep going with the cat, you might notice that the cat feels a little bit stiffer than if you do it at the end of the day. And it's true for most of the things we do in the morning if you're doing any yoga. So keep the breath steady and just take very smooth, gentle movements, whatever feels okay for you this morning. We'll do one more of those. Finish with the gentle back bend and then come into high kneeling. So if you weren't using knee padding, you might want to use it now because we're just going to be on one knee. So step your right knee forwards so that you're in a half kneeling position, and we're going to move into a crescent lunge. So we'll inhale, lift the arms up, and then glide forwards with the pelvis, and you can move the foot a little bit further forwards if you want to feel more comfortable, so you've got the right length for you. Lift the front of the body and take yourself into a gentle back bend. You can look forwards, or your drishti, your eye focus, could be up at the fingers. Your palms could be together or apart. A low lunge here, crescent lunge. Okay, release the arms down. Bring yourself up into high kneeling. And we're going to add in a hamstring stretch. So shuffle your foot forward so the leg is straight. And begin to fold forwards over the straight leg. It's also quite challenging on your balance, so just see how you go. You may find you can bring the hands down to the floor, or you may want to block here under the fingertips. Fold yourself as far forward as you're comfortable, so just being mindful of your hamstrings this morning. Okay, good. And then you can come up, we can bring that knee in, and we'll do the other side. So we'll step forwards with the left leg, so the foot goes forwards maybe half a metre or so, and then glide forwards and down with the pelvis. If it feels like you've gone a bit too far or you don't feel comfortable, don't go as far, just sink a little bit. Inhale, lift the arms up. You can lean back a bit more if you want more back bend. Eye focus up at the hands or looking forwards if your neck is preferring to keep looking forwards. Breathe here for a couple of breaths. Okay, good. Then release the arms down. We'll come up into high kneeling. Shuffle the foot forward so you can come up onto the heel and wriggle the foot forward so you've got the straight leg. Feel free to stay upright or angle yourself a little bit forwards. Or if you want to go a bit deeper, you can bring the hands down maybe to the floor. Or like I say, you might want to block under the hands so you can rest the hands on something. Fold yourself as far forwards as the hamstring is happy here. And then release. We'll bring that knee in. We'll come over onto all fours again. You can move the knee padding now because we're going to come into downward facing dog. So from all fours, sink the bottom back towards the heels, lift your knees, lift your pelvis up, look at the feet about hip width apart and choose the right length dog for you. Stay here for a moment, lengthen everything down the arms and the legs. And then we'll bring the feet and the hands together so you can walk the feet and the hands together. Sink yourself down into a squat. And we're going to come over into the arm balance of the crow. Now, if arm balances and crows are not in your repertoire, we can still work with this and just experiment with taking the weight forwards. So from your squat position, feet maybe hip width apart, hands inside the knees, move your body weight forwards so that you go into your wrists, and that's all you need to do. You don't have to lift the feet off. If you're comfortable with crow, and you want to take one or both feet off, you have the knees and the legs roughly around your upper arms. Everybody's different as to where they like them. You rock forwards and then you can take the feet off the floor if that's comfortable for you. Stay and breathe for a few breaths and then we'll come back down. So we're not staying in anything very long. Sit yourself down and come into Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together. You might want to take a little wrist stretch here just to loosen out, or some finger flicks. Relax the breath here in Baddha Konasana. Okay, good. And then bring the knees together. We're going to come into a twist. So the feet and the knees are together. And then take your right hand behind you. Inhale and lift your left arm up. And exhale to the outside edge of your knees and go round to your right side. Keep breathing. And then bring the head back to the middle, bring the arms back to the middle, and we'll take the twist to the second side. So left hand behind, big inhale to reach up. Exhale as you go to the outside edge of your knees and check what happens to the legs. It kind of pushes them to the other side. So keep the knees in line with the feet and the body. Turn yourself around into your twist. Breathe here on the left side twist. Steady breath. Okay, good. Come back to the middle. And then from here we're going to roll over and come down onto the front. So bring yourself over, lie yourself down, and we're going to be in the Sphinx posture. So you come up onto your forearms and your elbows, and normally we would start with them under the shoulders, but if that doesn't feel comfortable, move the elbows a little bit further forwards. It will decrease the amount of curve in your lower back. Look forwards wherever the elbows are. Look forwards and lift the head up towards the ceiling and imagine lengthening your front upper body. Legs are nice and relaxed. Breathing is steady. If it feels too strong in the neck, you could look a little bit closer down towards the hands. We stay and breathe in Sphinx for a few breaths. Okay, and then we'll rest down, relax the head down. We'll take windscreen wiper legs, which is a nice rocking motion for the lower back. So you bend your legs up at the knees and then slowly lower them towards one side and then the other. Rocking and easing out your lower back. Then lower the legs down to the floor. Bring your hands underneath the shoulders. Push up and over into all fours. And from here into your downward facing dog. So lift the knees up, lift the hips up. Place the feet where you like for your downward facing dog. And then we're going to lift the right leg up to the ceiling. So you're in your inversion here with the head lower than the heart and one leg lifted. Good. And then lower that leg down. We'll lift the other leg up. So left leg lifts high. Breathe here. And then lower that leg down. And then you can walk the feet towards the hands, or you could bring the hands towards the feet. And fold forwards into a relaxed forward fold. Just hang here in Uttanasana. And then gradually roll up, one vertebra at a time. Uncurl the body, take your time, lift the arms up, reach up into a nice tall standing posture. Exhale, lower the arms back down. And there we go, magic. We're up to standing and we've had a nice 10-minute all over body range of movement. So I hope you've enjoyed that and it sets you up for the day. Thank you.